been give support to APC. Now that make APC be informed government. In 2018, we give similar support to SLPP, now make the informed government. But we don't look at the stage and see, say, yes, it's fine for be a kingmaker. But if things not they go right, I think, say, you where they make the king, you say for where the king includes, and see if you can move the nation forward.
So you don't make mention of what you do for bringing the APC in power, the SLPP also in power, and you don't decide say not for just be a king, but not kingmaker, but now you say want to be the king. And how you want to be king?
Thank you very much. One common mistake, as I've been talk to my brother Andrew, where most radio stations, if not all, they make. I not go call them misinformation. I go call them disinformation because there is a subtle difference between misinformation and disinformation. Then they give the impression, say, not only two political parties in this country, APC and SLPP are not true. There are 17 registered political parties, 13 of which ECSL give the green light for contest this election. Me don't analyze the 13 candidates then. It seems to me that not only 3 main presidential candidates people then for take seriously, namely PMDC, when I mean the aspirant, APC with Dr. Samura Kamara, na the aspirant, and SLPP, President Julius Maada Bio, na the aspirant. You see, the mistake where we, the opposition parties, them make, before them in prorogue parliament, or before the parliament dissolve, we been for amend a particular section of the constitution, we give a president the right for continue even when in time done. The reason being that, as one can see in the case of mayors, chairpersons of local councils, 3 months to the elections, then tell them for step down and hand over to other people then. The reason for that is that they want to create a level playing field. Now, with President Bio still in the chair as president, it use state apparatus such as money, vehicles, security forces to an advantage where you know for be. But I'm sure when PMDC take over by the grace of the Almighty, come 2024, we go rectify the errors then day. Now, who that na Charles Francis Margai? Charles Francis Kundu Margai, na a lawyer, cum politician. I don't practice law for 51 years, and I believe, say, na me, na the most senior lawyer where they practice now, where they are alive. And me, na the oldest politician at Sierra Leone, not in terms of age, Sierra Leone. If we get discipline, believe you me, the sky is the limit. Uda na Dr. Samura Kamara. Dr. Samura Kamara, to me, na a gentleman. Honestly, when I see Dr. Samura in politics, I can say, no, this man, he don't miss the road. Because he's so much of a gentleman that politics are nothing saying in calling. But unfortunately, we all don't find ourselves in politics, so be it. Who that na Maada, Julius Maada Bio? Maada Bio go board school and left board school in 1984-85 school year. He enlisted at the army in 1987. In first postings, na bin Lunge garrison. Later, he go Cambia district as part of the economic emergency unit, where APC under the then President Momo be established. He became a platoon commander in 1988 at Benguima Training Center. Now been part of what they call Leon Bat 2 contingent we take part in the civil war in Liberia.
Right.
When the war intensify, they withdraw the battalion there, then come back, then call them the Elite Glido Battalion. Later, then disintegrate, and then he go Daru Barracks. Go join the Tiger Battalion. He remained na Daru until the 1992 coup. Now been the liaison officer during the NPRC regime.
All right.
No, it's fine for make them know the background, because as politicians, we get to be open to the people them. Make them know who done and then leader them.
All right, so let's come to the PMDC and go back to, so you begin mention, but this information where you say seem for don't they happen because some media house on the projects like not just 3 political parties then where they contest the election.
Yes.
We bring me back to concern where the public itself don't they raise again, but the other political party them, how much they don't do for make themselves relevant for let people and know see. Then let we look at the PMDC, for example, since 2018, the last election, so this one way Salon de Council, June 24. What in PMDC be done they do from 2018 to now?
PMDC been done day in existence from 2006 up to this moment and of relevance.
How?
You know, not to the one that where they go na cotton tree, where they go hala hala. Oh, we are politicians, now they matter. Some of us believe in tacit approach. Like me, so now I borrow a leaf from the late Dr. John Carifa Smart, because I convince say door-to-door campaigning much more effective than when you go team up na cotton tree. 300 people then gather, perhaps out of that 300, 150 to 200 not to even members of your party. They not even register for vote. So not to say because we not be the yangy, we know they. Some people they say PMDC be don't die, but we don't know say when die man wake up. If they say person we will all be done sabi, he don't die. Let's go sit down at this room. That door open, we see and waiting with the world they run not so. In other words, the demand they become fearful.
So waiting at the current strength of your membership na PMDC?
Well, that one day me not go able to give you the strength. Not to say I not sabiam, but I know they give you the strength. After the elections, now you say go take telephone, you phone me, you say yes, congratulations, sir. Indeed, we not get strength.
So let we also look at waiting the PMDC get for Sierra Leoneans them. We don't see the two, even though you say not to 2 political parties them, but like when you take parliament, no remember when last the PMDC gets representation at parliament.
Good.
But they ask for manifestos of political parties. And the last 2 weeks we don't see the 2 SLPP and APC don't pull a manifesto telling Sierra Leoneans what they get for them.
Good.
In your own case, the PMDC, what do you have for the people of Sierra Leone?
And they can't tell you in a minute, but one serious issue they we don't touch, where I think say I need for clarify. How many people we don't get in a parliament? You remember in 2007, the elections, PMDC been win 37 parliamentary seats. Nyale when I been the neck officer at the Eastern Province, na mean robbery of 27. Mina na been the with the Mina of blessed memory 9 na been the neck officer at the South. We got 10 parliamentary seats. Now we APC been qualified for the runoff, but then SLPP I later get for no say. They may go bribe them way. Now each of the offices them we been get for do with elections for make they not make we qualify, make them
you
qualify
get evidence?
with APC. Yes. Ask me wherefore you know very well. John Benjamin been go to Winner House. I raised that issue which he saying go charge in Thailand mawa mutimua. If you amend it, it means, yes, there is some truth in it, but that is now history. We shall come and apologize. So, having addressed that one, I want to tell you now, say, I don't read the manifesto of SLPP. I don't read the manifesto of APC. I think SLPP get 5 pillars, APC get 10 pillars. PMDC, I don't give you a copy of the manifesto. When I miss self write them, na 12 pillar manifesto where I go address na ya 12. I'll give you a copy before we go. Okay? Now, before I go further, I want to debunk 2 important issues where the public they ask. One, wetin make them sack me as Attorney General and Minister of Justice.
We before get cancelled and they but we don't spill her now.
No, wetin they happen. I want for approach this whole thing sequentially.
Okay.
You know, me not only a trained lawyer, but me the most experienced lawyer in Sierra Leone today. Many people then go say, but Mr. Margai, why you been jagged in your presentation? But since now I they control, I'm ready to go along with you.
You can go ahead, sir.
Good, thank you. Now, 2 things. One, people then ask, why make President Bio sack me? Constitutionally speaking, President Bio get the right for hire and fire. But now I go recall, say, even as I sit here, one day President Bio not go on radio, explain to the nation why make he sack me. When President Bio be want support, in and Kanja go to me in a house. Anytime they call me wife as witness. We sit down, he want grab go hold me foot for ask me for support. I say that is primitive. Go sit down. I know what you are there for. We don't decide for give you an opportunity, which we did. And I no regret.
That's been in 2018?
2018, yes.
Okay.
Now, me, not going to tell you, Asma or Mabel, why President Bio sacked me. And I no more go able to tell the nation. But waiting me feel say lead to me sacking, now they tell you. One, as Attorney General and Minister of Justice, an office where I hope say when I become president, we will divide for very good reasons. So that the Attorney General will be independent, he not go afraid for prosecute ministers, and even the president, if it comes to it, notwithstanding the immunity where the president get, but if he breached the Constitution, he could be impeached and prosecuted. Now that people they don't know in this country.
So how that's connected to you sack one?
Me sack one, as Attorney General and Minister of Justice, he been supposed for the refer legal matters to me for advice. Now the first tender I see, President appoint a minister when he don't take the oath. When I pull me hand for make we shake hands, he draw a hand behind. Me wife observe him, other people they observe him.
Why?
Patuna ask him. But I knew that they no, I go beat her. If you recall Asma, in the early 90s, when we they move from military rule to democracy, now me single-handedly reorganize the SLPP. We all man the free for camp, even Salia. Now me same plane for SB Mara, when I've been the vice president of SLPP in the north, that is Kabbalah. I sent for Michael Kalon, when I've been the vice president Eastern region. I sent for Baba Sila, the vice president Western area. Now me rebuild SLPP.
All right.
So why should I hate them?
Okay.
Now the way then they play the politics, now I don't agree with. But me no they hate anybody.
We'll catch up on that later. But earlier I asked you about your manifesto, which you make mention.
To the manifesto.
Which you make mention of 12 areas them.
Pillars, yes.
Pillars. The Salon People's Party get 5 and the APC gets 10. So let me know what today inside the manifesto.
Yeah, but you don't allow me make her finish this. I'm going to cut it short. But make her not just hang things the people of Sierra Leone get for no. So me, as minister, as Attorney General, I write to the president. I say, Mr. President, I say you don't appoint 9 people then at the cabinet, we constitutionally not qualified, but deliberately are not named them. I say then they breach section 76, 1B of the Constitution, which is 76, 1B say, if you don't get appointment, before you take up that appointment, if you dey work for government and you receive remuneration from the consolidated fund or monies voted by parliament, you get for resign 12 months. We me no agree with, but now the law. I believe say if you as teacher, even with your salary, they find it difficult for survive, then you go sit down for 12 months. Waiting go happen at your home. Your wife go left you. Section 171, subsection 3 and 4, they tell you who that na public officer. So now the same thing affect this man Kone with the ECSL now. He's not qualified.
Why you say so?
Because now being government officer, he dey receive in salary from the consolidated fund, and he not been done resign 12 months at the time where them be appointed. But that is something else which the Supreme Court will have to deliberate upon. Let's move forward. Now, since I write President that letter, he not respond. And number 2, I tell and say the appointment of this man which in the past make like say it's a big book pass everybody, Professor David Francis. Me feel say I tell Francis, say, I say, well, David, I say this subject what you do, I say na subject when a fallback subject, when you want to go to university, you not get the qualification for going to any of the institutions and they fall back on peace and conflict. I say na woman subject that one day. So no can begin to make nonsense now as to see it's a big book.
Mr.
So
Margai,
wait, please. So I tell President,
we not go get to Dr. Francis for respond on the medium with regards the allegation where you they make on waiting.
No, I tell you why waiting lead to me sacking. Ask my
we want for listen.
No, I they connect them. Me na experienced lawyer. I they connect them. Give me time. I know they waste your time. So I tell and say, under the Constitution, we be don't forget, but Chief Minister, as Andrew Yagoteuna, since 1960-something, or in the early 70s, 72.
Right.
I say, when you look at the Constitution, waiting the now President and Vice President, not another but Chief Minister. I say, so if you go appoint this man Chief Minister, you they breach the Constitution for
so
which
now all
you
anything and then you think say make the president
not to
sack
that.
you?
After that now, Dr. Professor Francis, the then Speaker, Abbas Bundu, and others, they meet na Kuna Lodge, King Street. Then say make them go make representation to Mr. President, say me not to team player. I don't know, but I think all that contribute. And above that, I tell the judges and say, as Attorney General and Minister of Justice, when them don't retire, when you're 65 as per the Constitution, I know they give anybody 1 day.
So
I say because then go let the law, then go interpret the law for please the powers that be, simply because they want for sit down as judges.
So how about the allegation we say you drive the Tewin Attorney General?
I drive?
You at the camp. I mean, you drive go McKinney and get meeting with the former president while still be Attorney General. And in that meeting, also allegation be there of you receiving money from.
You know, when I tell Anes by Kuruma, I say na so they say, oh, na laugh, he laugh. He say even for go on radio and debunk him. He say, but since he not come from the president, he not wasting time. After the elections, Asma, I not cross Waterloo for 1.5 years. And besides, there me lot na Aberdeen, where former president in West, be make them go destroy me fence, take all my building materials, will be mix me and honest. Yeah, I agree for compensate me.
Along that same period, eh?
Yeah. No, before the elections.
Okay.
You know? So he agreed for compensate me. Up to now, he not compensate me yet. And the amount now about $250,000. So me go left here go for $15,000. Boy, a big pass down and
All right. Well, when we come back, stay with me. We go look at the manifesto, the 12 pillars where you get for Sierra Leoneans them as we go into the June 24th election.
The program Good Morning Salon, they continue.
And we come over to the studio guest again, Charles Margai, when are the presidential candidate for the PMDC party. Now manifesto where he go pull na do just now. You get 12 pillar them. It talk about unity, uniting Sierra Leone, providing affordable and sustainable food security. You also talk about provide employment for Sierra Leoneans, addressing the health sector, education, the rule of law, road safety, empowerment, stabilizing the economy, devolution of power, stroke responsibility, children's welfare, international relations. Mr. Margai, when you watch this and other, the two manifesto they don't come on, more or less similarities than they. So these are Sierra Leonean issue where we all go agree say now the problem and the way the country gets some of them. So how you plan for execute the 12 pillars there? So
thank you very much, Asma. I agree say similarities than they, but we don't comprehensively address issues when are burning issues on the minds of Sierra Leoneans. I mean, if you look at the SLPP manifesto and the APC manifesto, certain things that we will address now, not inside it. And we not only just give una say uniting Sierra Leoneans, we don't tell una how we intend for unite Sierra Leoneans, i.e., we introduce civic education at schools them and universities about people then we don't contribute in different ways towards the development of Sierra Leone, starting in primary schools. Relocating ministries such as mines, agriculture, and local government to the provinces. We say interaction will take place between officials of the respective ministries and the indigenes within the relocated areas. Introducing teaching of indigenous languages in primary and secondary schools, at least one indigenous language for be a core subject. So we not only give you saying that this we want for do for unite, we tell you the steps what they take for unite Sierra Leoneans and the difference between we manifesto and the other manifestos. For example, providing affordable and sustainable food security. We tell you say Sierra Leoneans must know the importance of agriculture in a developing nation. We build new roads and repair existing ones for enable farmers them for take them produce from the farm to the market. Government for provide seedlings for farmers and where possible, food for work. Particular crops then where they grow na salon ya. We discourage Sierra Leoneans from importing them. And how we discourage Sierra Leoneans from importing them? Now for levy higher taxation. Improving upon the marine resources, for example, fishing, shrimps, and lobster farming. Improve upon the irrigation system, which is a must if agriculture is to live up to its expectation. Introduce cattle farming for produce, affordable meat, milk, cheese, etc., we go add to me and you with protein. We discourage importation of fruit juice because we can manufacture them things in Aya from either pineapple, mango, you name it. Provide employment for Sierra Leoneans. In the other manifestos, then they talk about providing employment for youths. Not all youths no more need employment. You, the mamina, the host, sometimes you not single parent. But elect you marry. Now your responsibility for care for the home and make sure say adequate food day for daddy, picking, etc., etc. So we deal with all that one day. Then addressing the health sector. Reviewing training of doctors, nurses, and health workers, and encouraging specialization based on merit. not to which party or which tribe you belong to. Review conditions of service across the board and making special provision for doctors and health workers where they go na the provinces. Because forget doctors and health workers, for relocate, not easy. Explore the possibility of modern medicine and traditional medicine working side by side. Build a state-of-the-art health infrastructure where go act as referral hospitals for we belle woman them, we mammy them, we picking them. Introduce free medical service for pregnant and lactating mothers and children under 6 years.
So Mr. Margai, since you don't come into active politics and like how you said been stated earlier, that from 2006 you set up the PMDC, 2006, right? PMDC come into existence.
Yeah.
So now you don't give alliance to different political parties and we don't come into existence.
Yeah.
And assure you we don't follow waiting we don't happen. Then same way they give you alliance to them political party then they. Yeah. Now we see this 2023 3-page manifesto of the PMDC. You sure say always in there this document were also now the thing that we go address the issues of Sierra Leoneans as it is now.
Maybe I'll tell you, say, me are the most experienced politician alive in Sierra Leone. I can tell you, say, then one day na the burning issues within at the chest of Sierra Leoneans. And me, as the next president of this republic, I will tell you, say, within 6 months, we will don't begin address some of the issues. And
why you starting saying you're the
very
next?
Manifest.
Why you starting saying you're the next president of the republic?
Because I don't do an assessment like how my brother Lavali do on the issue where he just addressed now. I don't do me assessment. You see, Southeast. Now the game get for play. That is.
Now you get it?
No. Me not they claim forget any side. Then he say frog not they say now get the whole world. But we say able to. He will get them, he will protect them. Southeast, SLPP, PMDC, they claim say na them base. Now I make in this coalition of 7 members where APC, PMDC na members. We PMDC we not put up candidates parliamentary. Now the whole of the north, we not put na the west. We see down to APC because we know say APC get dominance. So the effects really na the southeast. If you see we puncture SLPP and indeed we the puncture then they game over.
Waiting at the magic where PMDC gets for do that puncturing, they take into consideration from where the campaign period they don't start because, of course, you say you're not going to name on a membership strength in terms of numbers, no. But politics gets for do with numbers. Yeah. With all the numbers the way we don't see from the APC and the SLPP, for example, whose magic the PMDC get for play for you reach State House?
Not to magic. If you don't take time for tour the southeast, you go don't realize say SLPP get more problems than APC or any other political party. The grassroots then are SLPP. They are very dissatisfied with the leadership of SLPP.
When did that make you start
no, wait.
To then go?
You know why?
To go support for you?
Now then.
How you know so where you did the
no. I was Minister of Internal Affairs and Local Government in this country in the Tijan Kaba administration. So I know how to gather intelligence. And they send me people there around and they talk to people there. When men they man you go to the provinces, then they tell you say, men make back, make back. When you can't give me 1 bag rice and money at the eat time. But when 10 come for vote, I know who's how they go even. And do know what's in that what they call them in. So I know what I'm talking about. It's not just conjecturing. I base them on reality on the ground.
All right.
It's going to be very disappointed.
Election are very expensive
I know.
commodity. And
telling me.
One go on for no Usai the PMDC they pull money resources for fund the party, or you also go answer to this allegation where they say now the opposition APC they fund the PMDC.
You really expect me for answer that, Andy? I'm not going to answer that, Andy. It's like asking a general where they lead an army into war, how many troops you get, how many arms and ammunition you get. Me, they tell you, say not to APC, they formed we. We and APC then they in coalition. Now make we cede the north and the western area. We know they get run off, we they come into power sharing arrangement. You know, say most countries, England, France, Germany, Nigeria, Kenya, now the trend that one day now, coalescing.
You almost go past 75 in age.
I'll be 78 on the 19th of August, by God in power.
All right, that's a very good big age. But you ever think so you go be president in Salon?
You look at the next president come June 24. Make I not go far away.
And if you don't win the election?
If I not win the election, this is my last attempt. Okay. If I not win now, I go take and say not to God in wish. And they retire quietly in Agbambato and go do serious agriculture.
And you go regret?
I have every confidence that I am the next president.
And so you go ever regret if you not ever be president?
No, I'm not going to regret at all.
Okay.
Now the will of God now get for prevail, not by force of arms or power.
And they bring you back to the relationship or coalition or waiting at the thing where they between the PMDC and the All People's Congress, because that the way you go now the All People's Congress, the headquarters, so many talks been there, but it's not clear because people there say Charles Francis Margai wants to be the next president after the June 24th elections, and there is a current flag bearer holder also of the All People's Congress APC party where this relationship they between us. So waiting exactly exists where you they throw support for them, but you say one go at the same state house outside the one go.
Well, you see this coalition now. A very unique coalition in the sense that we coalesce, but at the same time we maintain with individualism as political parties. That day we are going to APC office, we been get a meeting of the coalition. But me and a man, I get respect for time as you know all know. So I reached there about 30 minutes ahead of the scheduled time. When I reached there, I get for no say, Chief Sumanu Kapen, they declare for APC. Now I go sit down there and listen. But when I come on now, people then begin send them now the way they call say I don't join APC.
So how the coalition
join APC, waiting for ask me when you card, your membership card. Not so.
How na coalition they work?
Oh, we did one final step to State House. Make a put on that way there.
So that go be the head if una the final step to State House from the APC or from you?
You know what I say? I say if after the 24th June election, APC and SLPP qualify for runoff, all the other 6 parties they were in at the coalition, we all they threw weight behind Samura.
Okay.
If now we and SLPP, then they threw them weight behind me. If now me and Samura qualify, we're not going to run off. We receive the people that money in this country. We they do waiting happen in Ireland, waiting happen in Germany, waiting happen in Kenya. We they go into power sharing. In other words, Samura will take the first 2.5 years, then me take the next 2.5 years, or vice versa.
That's going to be a unique one. But let we look at the issue around you vote the last elections and where the results come out, reflect the votes where the PMDC people vote. Even there was this saying, say, even you self no vote or your household no vote for the PMDC.
Well, Asma, I'm glad you don't bring that up. One prayer where they pray day and night. Now, for me, Christian, I thought not die yet. And the man will be succeeded. So that they go get for account to the people of this country which time they vote them go. So until they don't secure them, they go pull them. By God in power. That's as much as I can say for now.
So if you say next be all the results attended?
Me just say there was dishonesty. And we know how much money crossed. But we left that one. The intimate lawyer, when the time reach, we'll now get the evidence.
So, because we're not going to let you suspend hanging and left listeners hanging. So you they take action against NEC or Dr. Christian at all?
No, I know they disclose that. What you know, I go tell you is that when I turn president, the people of this country, they get a right for no, and then go no, which side we vote Sengo in 2007, which side we vote Sengo subsequently. That's all.
If you not win the election, or that you go wish for see be the next president for Salon?
Somebody where I believe say get Salon people their interest at heart, not Madabio.
But now the candidates and all the out, so who that you go and let that go to?
But the coalition don't tell you say now we APC, now we na the main pushers, then the other hand then a backup. So it's either me or Samura, period.
So the issue about Kono, now one way.
No, Kono, that's very interesting. What will happen? When I know say they not be allowed C4C for contest. So C4C then can see me, I accept them under my umbrella. So now then they contest under PMDC, na Kono.
How many of them?
The last time, na 10 seats there. The last time out of the 10 seats, they won 8 seats. It likely say we will get 7 or perhaps the same 8 seats. We cede bonds to them because we members in a bond, not to trustees they were. They sent to me say they not come forward for contest. They say because SLPP they intimidate them. Mother said we make statement where tantamount to intimidation. So they're afraid. So we cede bonds to C4C. ECSL no agree make the nominate. All the inside that letter will argue.
So inside Kono now you give symbol to like what you say.
Of course, yes. But then the contest of the PMDC.
How optimistic you they say they will win the election then?
But history repeats itself.
So PMDC
You
they
know
come
say
back
Kono, you know say Kono then you, as my brother been saying now, yeah. I mean, then are people then claustrophobic. In other words, they always stay together. When Kono people then they, if one say na this way they go, they all they follow and go. You see?
So now, also you foresee say then they told them support this time around because they can say Kono na one of the swing states them.
C4C is PMDC. C4C no day na this election.
No, Kono as a whole. Also you feel say they go swing this time.
Well, before this coalition, Kono had always been divided between C4C in that order and APC. But since APC, they with PMDC now in this coalition, and
you know,
by extension C4C, the answer is
you don't think say the SLPP seem for the make pathways in Kono?
Impossible.
So, Mr. Margai, I just want you clear something. You think say the PMDC party, the way I have been there in 2007, for example, when I still gets that kind,
clout?
That kind of clout there towards the June 24 election, or when they live in past glory?
No, we're not live in past glory. Admittedly, that clout no day. The reason being that Sierra Leoneans generally, they always go overzealous for new things. So the tempo go don't drop, but we don't build them up. And when I begin to, I wish you be in day with me when I go Moyamba. It just sounds like when Jesus been go Jerusalem. So I get for go Kono, I get for go to the other places. If you get a chance, I go ask you, boss, man, you come with me. You'll be protected.
All right.
No man no go yarn you. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Margai, how true is it that the Margai family be right later in this solo?
Yes, they did, but they one day they not picking, and some of them are not even Margai, so I know I'm for going to that. Otherwise, I go ask for make them do DNA test. So let them
but now the Margai
because
family,
when they talk of Margai now,
and you don't admit say
when
yes,
they talk
the
of
right
Margai
letter.
now, my big sister Mamisia, Naina the oldest Margai. My cousin Mike in Sidona Bambatok, next to Ram. Then me. Now the hierarchy that anything when I'm Margai, if you don't get with free with blessing, not to Margai.
But why, but if na Margai?
But and you know, say, like where Estina Nabobi always say, it's a paternity. It's a matter of opinion. Maternity is one of certainty. When they say that this mommy born you, you can't argue. Now from Imbele you they come out. But even the mommy, if he promiscuous, he dey keep here, he can't tell you if na my brother Yagi Bello or me.
But you're not going to able to determine that for somebody we don't grow up as a Margai.
I will not go. I go and ask Andrew something.
Yes.
We ask you, waiting that you estimate of the level of the peacefulness of the elections. You say relatively. Well, you don't hear what happened at Bongston, so.
Yes.
We then boss that chairman, deputy APC chairman.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in a Falaba, the clerk of parliament, he take people there, he give them military uniform, he give them OSD uniform. When an impersonation, he could go to jail for 15 years.
But now alleged and this, now evidence
Mama, evidence day.
Say now he give the instruction.
No, he led them. Not to instructions. Now, in day before then, I take them inside Falaba. Yeah, what happened na Karine.
Yes.
You what happened na Pujam, where them beat the APC people there. Yeah, what happened na Kailam.
Yes.
With all of those, would you say it is relatively safe?
Yes.
When APC then don't train na be me? Like Salonde on fire.
No, compared to
Mr. Margai, that's a huge statement for me.
No, I mean
from
you see, APC
an elderly statesman.
But they say election, they not say go for it. Okay. You want go for it, go now Ukraine.
All right, so let we end up the program now, Mr. Margai. That was huge statement for me on this medium from an elderly statesman like Charles Margai.
Very appropriate.
I hope you know me now, sir.
I mean, 100%.
All right, so let we look at they support the APC. I'm coming in the western area, which means they say nobody for mayor. PMDC say nobody for mayor. And so as you the left wing now the program, Sierra Leoneans are listening. Elections on the 24th, not long from now. Waiting you want to let them remember you for, so they go vote for you.
As the redeemer, the savior, the game changer.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome, and thank you for hosting me.
All right. Well, we hope we will bring you Kaya back.
Thank you.
After the elections, it'll be difficult to forget you for Kaya, but thank you very much.
No, well, you see, presidential material, for access them easily.
All right. Well, thank you for you giving the honors for Kaya this morning. Now the program Good Morning Salon they left you for today. We don't get we get Charles Margai and Andula Valina the program. We're still on air, sir.
Sorry,
Let's take it to the production team: Michael Sambola, Alex Lawrence Koma, DJ Cliff, and also Samuel Humper. Songa, we all make una watch you on Facebook. Many thanks to una all, and stay tuned to 98.1. Mina Asma James, they wish you a blessed weekend.
And Mabel Kabadi say goodbye.